Hi guys, in this video I'll be trying to respond to a question that I got recently on one of my TruBind videos, where someone was saying that they were having a little bit of issues when they were trying to line up their paper or project for half-size letter books or 8.5 by 5.5. Now, when you look at the layout of like where to place your books or paper when you're cutting, it's actually based on two different standards. This letter size is like a true 8.5 by 11 based on the American standards of measurements, whereas this A4 and A5 is based on the international standards. So based on where you're at, you can probably use these, but if it is you are based in America and you're trying to make an 8.5 by 5.5, which should be this A5 measurement, this is actually not going to line up exactly. Now if it's for personal use, it's really not that big of a deal. You will just have like a cutoff at, like one of the holes will cut through at one of the ends, right? But if you wanted to avoid that, what I have found to work is take this stopper and put it just past this last hole. Now I'm doing this based on the model that I have, but if it is you just follow something similarly with yours, it should work out as well if you have a slightly different model. So I'm looking at this hole here and I'm going to put this stopper just past this hole, somewhere in the middle between this A4 line, between this A4 measurement line here and this hole. All right, so I'm going to put that there. And it may require me, I may have to take a try or two, but somewhere between there lines it up where the pins cut through without cutting off the ends. Now the spaces in between are so small, it's really a tight margin that you have to work with. All right, so I'm going to punch that in, and as you can see, I was able to get my holes punched in where it doesn't cut off at the ends. And if you wanted to even it out, of course, as I said, you could just play with that a little bit, but using the measurements that it has here is actually not going to work. And I will show what's going to happen if you were to actually use those measurements. For personal use, I don't find it to be much of an issue, but if you're doing it for professional purposes, you probably want it to look a little bit neater by not having cutoffs at the ends. All right, so I am going to line this up with the A5 line, which should be my measurement for 8.5 by 11. Not 8.5 by 11, sorry, 8.5 by 5.5. But if I was to punch that, you would see that I would be getting a cutoff here and a space. And I have found that if I use any of the lines past that A4, which is all the measurements that it has, it's actually going to increase the spacing where I just have like just paper without any holes, right? And the holes are just going to be starting further up the bottom of the paper, right? So, and I'm still going to end up with a cutoff at the end there. Hopefully that makes sense. So let me now try to line this up with the letter line just to see if I can show or demonstrate what I am saying. And if I was to push that back, see, all it's going to do is increase the spacing that I have here and still punch out on the top. So as I said, the best way I have found to kind of counteract that is to place the stopper between this last hole and this A4 line that it has there. All right, well, hopefully that helps. If it is you have any question, feel free to ask below and I will try to respond to you as soon as possible. Thank you very much for watching and I will talk to you in another video. Bye.